Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Vinyasa practice. Let's get started today in a comfortable seat. Feel free to cross your legs, an easy seat. If you need to, you can always have your legs out in front of you, so whatever is calling to you. But we'll just find a way to let our sit bones touch the ground. You might shift around a little bit. Start to find some stillness. And then maybe you start to lower your gaze. And then see if you can close your eyes. First sign of relaxation is the ability to close our eyes. You can always keep them open. Wherever you are, just starting to move inside of ourselves. Start to tune in. Hands can rest on your legs for more energy and to feel each other's energies. Palms can be up. They can always be in your lap. You can have your middle finger, your third finger with your thumb. If you need to feel grounded, hands can always come down. And just taking a couple moments here to tune in, to start to slow down. Our prana goes up and down all day long, and sometimes we're too much in the doing mode. So let's start to slow down. Bring your awareness inside. With no need to change anything, simply just accepting how we're showing up into our space. And really nothing to do except really focus on your breath. In fact, notice as the air comes in, notice as the air goes out. Notice as it comes in, and maybe it's coming in through one nostril. Notice which one. It changes throughout the day. Notice your exhale, and notice maybe the temperature difference as the inhale comes in and your exhale goes out. And seal your lips if you can, and just let the air come in and out of your nose. Anapana breathing, where we're just in and out through our nose. And the only thing we need to do is very, very little effort, is really just focus on our breath as it comes in and out of our nose. Your mind may wander, and that's okay. Acknowledge that it has. Don't engage. And just come back to your breath. It's sometimes said we have attention spans of a goldfish. Which is okay. If your mind's wandered, just come back to your breath. Just by sitting here with the awareness of our breath, we're doing yoga. In fact, when they first started practicing yoga, it was in seated positions just like this and staying with their breath. And then as time moved on, they realized they needed some movement to help build muscles from sitting so long, and so to help them sit even longer. And then more postures were built into the practice, and more postures, and over time more postures. And then over 2,000 years ago, Patanjali came up with our Yoga Sutras, and in 1.2 he talks about how try to deal with that attention span of a goldfish, as there's a lot of fluctuation in our minds, thoughts that are telling us stories. So how can we stop that fluctuation? And that is to come to our breath and add movement. But the movement needs to be steady and it needs to be comfortable. The movement, we need to remember with our prana, our energy, that there is the up and the down. We just took some time here to bring it down. And our practice today will slowly build up, and there'll be opportunities to come down so that we have our moments of effort and our moments of ease. But always know throughout our practice today, I'm just giving you ideas of suggestions, ideas of sequences and postures you can always modify, adjust, listen to your intuition. Maybe something else is calling to you, and that's totally fine. Child's pose, a tabletop, a seat, down dog, anything's available to you too at any time. If you do need to rest your prana and you need to do the ease, that's always there for you. Draw your awareness back to your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose if we've lost that. But now start to deepen your breath. Make it last about 4 to 5 seconds to fill all the way up, and about 4 to 5 seconds to come all the way out. Imagine that you're filling up from your belly to your rib cage, all the way up to your clavicles, your shoulders, and then just the same amount of time as it takes to slowly bring the breath all the way out. It's like it's going from the basement to the main floor and up to the attic, and from the attic to the main floor to the basement. It's a 3-part breath. It's a calming breath. It's the breath that's there for you on and off your mat. It's there for you when you need it. And today, it's our practice guide. It's your guide. You'll move with your breath. There'll be times in the practice that we'll start a little slower, and we'll really work our breath and take a couple breaths so that we can really feel sensation and notice what's happening inside. And then there's times when we might move a little quicker, but no matter what pace we're moving, you're moving with your breath. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you wish, because there's really nothing to see. I'll guide you through and just kind of listen and see what intuition, what your body would like to do. Inhale, reach your arms up above your head. Elongating your spine, arms come up. Might even tilt your head upward. Exhale, let your arms twist to the side. For some, your hands may go one behind you, one in front of you with your palms down. For some, arms might be up in the air, and some might have taken it to a bend. Just letting it, you notice where you go. And when you're ready for an inhale, your arms will come back up. Exhale, we'll take it to the other side. Inhale, filling all the way up with air. On an exhale, let your body just melt over your legs, pushing all the air out as your belly falls into your lap. Your inhale will grow your spine nice and tall, lift up. And exhale, you have a twist to one side, whatever that means. And just notice the feeling of your spine. Inhales will draw you back up. They help us elongate. Our exhales today, they twist us, they bend us, they make us little and smaller. Inhale back up to center. Exhale is a fold. Inhale, come back up nice and tall. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, take a twist to the other side. Inhale, coming back up, using your breath, the 4 to 5 seconds, lift up, fill up, and your exhale, twist the air out to the other side. Inhale will bring you back up, and the exhale to the other side. You continue to move like this, or we can take it to a little more grounding. Feel free, if you wish, to come all the way down to your back. We'll come down, lay straight down, arms will come out, and let your shoulder blades just melt to the ground, changing our relationship with space. Let gravity assist as it melts your shoulders down, and you feel your lower back and your spine touch the ground. Relax your arms, and inhale, lift your knees up. It doesn't really matter if they're out or down, but just notice the shift, and you're prana your energy with your knees up. Now exhale, let your knees drop to one side, squeezing all the air out, and then when you're ready for your inhale brings your knees back up to center. Exhale, your knees will drop to the other side, and notice the difference or maybe the similarities in both sides. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the bottoms of your feet, let them touch the mat, knees pointing up. Slide your hands alongside your side body. Hands will be towards your hips and towards your glutes. Inhale, push into the palms of your hands and lift your hips up. For some it might be a little bit. Some you might be able to push down into your shoulders, the palms of your hands, the bottoms of your feet to find a little more space. Exhale, slow and control. Lower yourself down, all the air out as your tailbone hits the ground. Inhale, grow nice and tall. Get long. Take up space. Reach your fingertips from one end of the room and point your toes to the other. Feel your long line of energy through your whole body. Exhale, bring your knees in. On an inhale, let the arms fall out to a T. Exhale, we'll drop your legs to one side. And this time, if you wish, you can take your gaze over to the opposite elbow. Feel a little more twist with your neck too, not just your lower spine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the twist to the other side. Inhale brings your knees back up. Exhale, bottoms of your feet come down, knees point up, slide your hands down. Feel the texture of the ground, whatever you're on. Maybe it's carpet, maybe you have your mat right underneath you. And push down, lifting up. Push into your shoulder blades. Let them touch and notice what's touching the ground. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Inhale's a long body stretch. Get nice and long. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you begin again. And continue to move with this, with your breath. Let it totally guide you. And start to bring your awareness inside. So maybe if your eyes are open, you now drop them back, close them, or lower your gaze and really notice your spine as it starts to shift and change as more space opens up between your vertebrae. Your hips, the difference they feel. And take a couple more rounds through this. After you've gone through that a couple more times, bring your knees in. No rush to get there. Again, your breath is still guiding you, so there's no rush. You just now know what's coming up. And the next time you find your knees in, a little hug, maybe your chin tucks in, and then start to rock and roll up and down your mat, maybe side to side, giving your spine a massage. Start to roll back and forth up and down your mat, and then enough momentum that it will actually bring you all the way around, and you'll find yourself on your hands and your knees. Once you find yourself on your hands and your knees, make sure your wrists are aligned with your shoulders, your hips with your knees. And then take the shoelace side of your foot, push it down into the mat. And bring your awareness to your legs. Notice all of your toes the top sides touching the ground. And maybe start to push your toes into the ground. The tops. Normally it's the padding of our feet that's touching the ground. At this time, let's let the top and notice it. And then start to put your energy pushing down into your knees. And then bring your awareness to your hands. Maybe start to take your fingers and push the pads of your fingers into the mat and move them up and down and notice the texture of your mat and your thumbs. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. We're still with our 3-part breath, filling all the way up with air and letting it all the way out. And now starting to feel more warm. Our prana, our energy we built up. And now let's start to make a little more bigger movements to continue to warm up and build our energy. Inhale, drop your belly. Gaze can go up. Exhale, arch your back. Gaze can go back, looking towards your belly or your knees. Inhale, drops your belly. Gaze goes up. Exhale, you'll arch your back. Inhale, drop your belly to cow. And exhale, arch your back to cat. And now move with your breath. And let your breath help guide you totally. So really maybe awareness, and maybe you close your eyes and so you notice that inhale, all the air is sucked up as your belly is down. And then when you're ready for the exhale, your spine just moves with the breath. And then becomes continuous. A continuous flow with your breath and your spine moving up and down. Arched and down. And as your breath comes in and it's swirling around your spine and then it's swirling around on the way out, it helps our central nervous system, all of our energy channels, our chakras and our body start to unblock any energy. And everything starts to talk together so that we continue to build the energy and continue to build on to our practice. Exhale, curl your toes under. Lift your hips up and shift your weight back. You might pedal out your feet a couple times. You might sway your hips side to side. And bring your awareness to your hands. The inside of your elbows, the eyes of your elbows, they might open up a little bit more towards out. Your fingertips might go towards the corners of your mat. If you have any shoulder issues, maybe you need to broaden your shoulders a little bit more or adjust your hands. Wrist issues, maybe you need to come up on your fist. Maybe if it's too much for your fist, you come onto your forearms. Any wrist issues, also you might broaden your stance a little bit more. Look past your knees and focus on your breath again, filling all the way up with air. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, you look out, and then exhale, walk your hands to your feet. Inhale's a halfway lift, and you might have a bend in your legs. Lift up halfway, elongate your spine. Let your hands touch wherever they are on your legs and notice. Maybe there's a little squeeze of a calf, a shin. Exhale, fold down. Put a bend in your left knee. Then inhale up your right arm, reaching your arm up towards the ceiling. And we'll take an extra breath or two here. On an exhale, really push down into your left side so that you can give a little more of a twist. Your left hip drops down and your right hip moves up a little bit higher. On an inhale, your fingertips reach towards the ceiling and your shoulder opens up a little bit more. It rolls back. Exhale, your hand comes down and then we shift to the other side. Shift your weight into your right foot and put a bend in that knee. Inhale, lift all the way up on your left side, and again on an exhale, notice what's touching the ground on the right. Your hand, your foot, and push into the ground. Give you a little more squeeze, and your top hip maybe lifts up a tad more to find more space to grab. And then your hand reaches way up towards the ceiling, and roll your shoulder back. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And then rooting down into your toes. Root to the ground, and then inhale, slowly and controlling, feeling all the way up with air. You're going to rise all the way up. Arms are going to come up, gaze is up. Take a breath or two here to really exhale and root into the ground, lifting up on your kneecaps. Engaging your glutes, engaging and feeling your energy lift all the way towards your fingers. Beautiful. Exhale, let all the air out to a forward fold. Inhale's a halfway lift again. Lift up. Look out. Elongate your spine. Squeeze your shoulders. And then take your legs and let them come a little farther apart. Exhale, you're going to drop your hips some. For some, it just might be a little bit. For others, it might come all the way down to a yogi squat malasana. There's no right or wrong. Just listen to your intuition. Where on your journey do your hips need to go? Wherever they are, if you can have palms together, you can get both sides of our brain to talk, to work together. Otherwise, if you need to, hands can be on your legs. On an inhale, you'll lift up to your halfway lift. On an exhale, sink back down. Notice the heat, our energy in our legs. As we inhale, let's lift up again. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up, halfway. Exhale, put a bend in your left leg and your left hand goes down, and inhale up your right arm. We begin again with our twist. Exhale, hand comes down, and inhale, move all the way up. Moving now with one breath with each movement. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, push your feet into the mat. Maybe you adjust your stance, and then inhale, grow all the way tall. Reach all the way up. Take up space, reach, fill all the way up with air, gazes up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and adjust your stance. Make room for your hips as you exhale and lower down. Maybe pushing elbows against your knees, knees against your elbows. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, feel sensation again as we sink low. Inhale will lift you up. Exhale will sink you down. Inhale, come back up, and this time exhale, put your weight back into your left and put a little bend. Inhale, reach up your right arm. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, reach up your other arm. Exhale, hand comes down. Adjust your feet as you need and root down into the ground so you can inhale and grow tall. Open up your heart, lift. Maybe there's a baby back bend. And then exhale like a lever, push all the air out. Inhale, a halfway lift. Feel free to adjust your feet. Make space for your hips to lower down. Inhale, back up. Fill all the way up with air. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, bend in your left knee. Inhale up, reach up your right arm. Exhale, hand comes down, and inhale, reach up your other arm. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, rooting down to your feet, grow nice and tall. Notice your spine lifting all the way up. Energy from your toes to your fingers. Exhale that baby back bend if you wish. And then forward fold. Inhale a halfway lift. Exhale, make space, lower down. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale brings you back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, root into your feet. This time come all the way up. Arms come up, gaze is up, look up. Fill all the way up with air. Exhale, forward fold. Let a bend in your knees. Maybe opposite elbow to each elbow. Or maybe your fingers graze the mat and just hang. Let your head hang heavy. Totally okay to have the bend in your knees. You might close your eyes if they popped open just to bring your awareness inside again and notice your energy. Effort and ease. We worked our effort. Let's take a couple moments here to reconnect with our breath. In this upside down posture, you can hear your breath a little bit more and be more aware and tuned of what's happening inside. Taking a couple breaths here at ease so we can continue to build on our energy, our prana. Connected with your breath. Root down into your toes. Inhale, reach all the way up. Arms come up, gaze is up. Exhale, imagine you're sitting down in either a stool, a chair, or a kindergarten chair. See where your hips land. Bring your awareness to your toes and shift your weight back to your heels. Imagine you're squeezing your legs together. Your legs could be apart or they can be together. Then elongate your spine on your inhale. Arms can come up. If it's too much to have your arms up, they can always come to your heart center. Exhale, bring your hips, bring your arms behind your hips. Bring your arms all the way back, airplane back, and shift your weight to your toes. It's okay to wibble and wobble. We're negotiating with space. We've shifted. On an exhale, see if you can hover a little more. And on an inhale, can you squeeze your triceps? Gauge your arms. Using your core and staying with your breath. Taking a couple breaths here. Shifting and working with gravity. Staying on your toes. Inhale, grow all the way nice and tall. If you fall off, that's okay. If you go to your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift to get ready. Exhale, plant one hand on each side of your right foot and let your left leg come back. Take another exhale to notice, is your knee aligned with your ankle? Notice what's touching the ground. On an inhale, see if there's any length you can find with your back leg. Elongating your spine and the energy now from the base of our neck, crown of our head, all the way down our back, all the way down our back leg. Exhale, root down. Inhale, lift up your right arm, giving a twist. Take an extra exhale to see if your upper body can come closer to your lower body. If you can find more space to grab, and then inhale, reach your fingertips up. Your top shoulder rolls back. It's a dragonfly twist. Effort right here. Exhale, take your hand back down, one on each side of your legs. Your back knee is going to come to the ground. Flip your toes over. And then exhale and shift your weight back. Maybe it's a little bit here. Your front leg is going to come straight, your right leg straight. And toes will point up. Or maybe you come all the way down. Here's our ease. We'll take a couple breaths here to notice different sensations, elongation in one leg and compression in another. But you can always take a couple breaths here to make this more of an ease posture. Then when the time comes for our effort, inhale, push your weight back into your right leg. Coming up all the way up, your back heel is going to come up and touch the ground. You'll pivot your toes. Inhale, lifting up, straighten your right leg. Your left hand is going to grab your right wrist. Rainbow, open up your side body. Sky Archer, opening up. Take an extra exhale to really feel your stance in the ground. And inhale to see if you can open up a tad more. More effort here. This is a sign we're going to change direction so we can work both sides of our brain. Exhale, pivot your toes, your left toes towards the other side, the other direction. As you pivot your toes, your hips are going to start to shift. If you need to move your back leg in, you'll move your back leg in. It's okay. You might even have to have a bend in your knees, and that's totally fine. Exhale, let your right hand find somewhere to go along your leg. It might be by a knee, it might be by your shin, it might be to the inside of your foot. Finding another twist. And then on an inhale, your left arm is going to come up and let it reach up. On an exhale, you give a little more squeeze. And an inhale, you see if you can lift and open. Gaze can be up. If this is too much on your neck, you can always look down. Exhale, your left hand. Let it come down by your left leg onto the ground, and you might need to put a bend in your left knee. Inhale up your right arm, opening up your right side body, and when you're ready, you're going to inhale and use your glutes to lift up your back leg. Half moon. We'll take a couple breaths here to notice this effort pose. Root down into your feet, let them grab the ground. Knee might be bent. Stay with your breath. It actually will help you balance. It's okay to move. Beautiful. You might, if you want an extra challenge, maybe you float your fingers. Exhale, take your back leg, and if you need to have your hands come to the ground, you can. Hands can come towards the ground, and you're doing more of a curtsy with your back leg. You can also have your hands come to heart center, or you can maybe give a little grab. No matter what, you're just letting your back leg slowly come down, and then eventually it will take you all the way down to the ground. Lower yourself down, and once you get grounded, take a twist over your left shoulder. Option to have a couple breaths here if needed. This is your ease posture. Then when we feel ready for our effort, inhale to unwind your upper body. Push your weight into your left foot. Come all the way up and let your right knee come up. First get grounded and rooted. Elongate your spine. Then inhale, reach up. Half mountain. Once your hands are up, feel free to tilt forward a little bit more and take your left hand and let it find your right. Push your foot into the palm of your hands. Now, if you can't make it reach, no worries. Grab whatever available to you. And if they don't touch, that's okay, because our next is to move our arm up, our inhale, and open up and lean forward. And maybe it's just floating your leg back and an arm back. Or maybe you have that. Take a breath or two here to notice the energy and notice heat building up inside. Stay with your breath. Gorgeous. Exhale, feet come down, arms come up and sink low, chair pose. We're back to the beginning. Feel all the way up with air. Shift your weight to your toes. Exhale, hands come back. See, maybe on an inhale, you can squeeze your squeeze your triceps, elongate your arms, lift up, broaden your shoulders. Exhale, maybe you can hover a little bit more, play with space. Stay with your breath. Inhale, come all the way up, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to get ready, elongate your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, one on each side of your left leg. Let your right leg fall all the way back. Find some length. Take a peek to make sure your knee is aligned with your ankle. On an inhale, see if there's any more space you can grab. Feel your hip flexor open up. And then exhale, root into everything that's touching the ground. Imagine you're squeezing your legs together. It will give you a little more stability. And then inhale, reach up your left arm, dragonfly twist. Gaze can be up again. If it's too much on your neck, feel free to look down or in front. Effort. Take an extra breath. Exhale, drop your back knee down. Shift your hips back. Sitting half splits. Again, you may be up, you may be lower. Find where your body goes and then stay with your breath. If you need a couple breaths here, here's your ease. When you're ready, we're back to the effort. Inhale, push your weight back into your left leg. Your back foot is going to come down, pivot it down so your heel is down. Inhale, lift up your upper body, straighten your left leg. Right arm grabs your left wrist and open up, sky archer. Here's our sign, we're going to change directions. Pivot your toes to the back of the room, pivot your right foot. Your left hand is going to find somewhere to the inside of your right leg, and feel free to make your stance a little more narrow if needed. If you need a bend in your knees, can do that too. And then when you're ready, inhale up your right arm, reaching up. Your exhale gives you a little more twist, root down. Again, imagine you're squeezing your legs together for some stability and adjust your hips to find a little more space. Exhale, take your right hand, bend on your right knee, let your right hand come to the side. If you have a block, you can always put your hand on the block to bring the ground closer to you. Hand will come down, and then when you're ready, inhale up your side body. Left arm reaches up and left leg reaches up. You can hold right here, and again, it's okay if you sway and move. Just stay with your breath. Option to maybe if you float a finger. Just test our nervous system a little bit more. Hands can come to the mat. Leg can tuck back, or you can have your hands at heart center. If your leg falls for a moment as a kickstand, no problem too. You can grab. Just really getting ready for our next move. It's about sometimes the journey, not necessarily the posture we're in. And let your leg help you take a seat back to our ease. Feel free to give a twist. Inhale will unwind you. Put your weight back into your right leg. Come all the way up. Pushing down, rooting down. Elongate your spine. Grow nice and tall, and then inhale, reach up. Gaze up. Exhale, really root down so that you can grow. Inhale and lift. Right hand reaches back, and your left foot goes back and grab whatever's available to you. Inhale, lead with your heart. Open up, and maybe you lean forward a little bit more. Exhale, feet come together. And then take it lower down, chair pose. We begin again. Shift your weight, take a big inhale. Exhale, maybe sink a little lower. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, hands come back. Shift your weight to your toes. Inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale is a halfway lift, look out. Exhale, one hand on each side of your left leg. Your right leg, find space. Inhale, lift up your shoulder. Let it roll back. Arm up in the air, gaze can be up. Exhale, hand comes back down. Your back knee to the ground. Shift your weight back. Sitting half splits. Feel free to bring your toes up. Exhale, bring the foot down, and then inhale, come all the way up. Stand up, pivot your back foot down, heel down. Lift up, straighten your front leg, sky archer. Sign we're changing directions. Exhale, pivot your right toes to the back of the room, back of your mat. Hand can come down to the inside of your right leg, your left hand. Inhale up your right, give that twist. Revolve triangle. Revolve means to twist. Exhale, hand comes down by your right foot, put a bend in your knee in. Inhale, lift up your side body, back to your half moon. Exhale, take your hands together or onto the ground, or grab a foot, take this curtsy, and then slowly let your leg guide you all the way down. Give a twist. Inhale will unwind you. Come back up into your right foot. Bring your stance, get nice and long. Knee can come up and reach, elongate. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, sink low. Inhale, elongate your spine, adjust, and exhale, hands back, come to your toes. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, one hand on each side of our right foot. Back leg goes back, find space. Inhale, reach up your right arm, open up. Exhale, your hand comes down, shift your weight back, sitting half splits. Toes come up. Exhale, bring your foot back down. Pivot your back foot to the ground, back heel is down, and then inhale, straighten your front leg, come all the way up, sky archer, open up. Sign you're changing directions, pivot your left toes towards the back of the room, the other direction. Exhale, right hand, find somewhere to go on your left, and inhale up your left arm. Give that twist. Exhale, your hand comes down, left hand by your left knee, or left foot, and maybe a bend in your knee, and then inhale, open up your side body. Find your half moon. And then take the journey. When you're ready, your back leg that's in the air comes down. It's a curtsy. It's a tuck behind your front leg. And maybe hands to heart center, maybe hands down, maybe grab whatever you can. And then slowly let your foot bring you to the ground and give a twist. Inhale will bring you all the way up to stand on one leg. Balance. Inhale, arms reach way up, lift up, look up. Exhale, opposite hand to opposite foot, giving a twist. And then inhale, open up, lead with your heart, shine. See if you can take some more space. Exhale, your foot comes down. Inhale, arms up, reach. We begin again. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, elongate, broaden your shoulders if you need. Exhale, shift to your toes. Inhale up, lift up, grow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to get ready. Exhale, one hand on each side of your left leg. Your right leg goes way back. Find some space to grab. Check your knee over your ankle and then give a twist. Exhale, your back knee comes down. Shift your weight back, hips come back. Inhale, come forward. Straighten your front leg as you come up. Pivot your back heel down and inhale, sky arch, open up. Pivot your toes, your front toes, your right toes to face the other direction. Inside, your hand comes, your left to the inside of your right or somewhere on your right, and give a twist. Exhale, hand comes down to the ground, towards your foot. Inhale, lift up to your half moon. Take the balance. Then when you're ready, you have your journey. Take that journey to the ground. Get grounded. Pick up energy from the ground, and if you need a couple breaths, here's your ease. Give a twist. Inhale, unwind. Come all the way up, standing, nice and tall. Knee comes up. And then when you're ready, opposite hand to your leg. Open up. Exhale, feet come together. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Let your air come out. One hand can come to opposite elbows. You can let your fingertips graze the mat and maybe a bend in your knees. Maybe your eyes come back, closed or lowered. And all that you need to do right now is just keep your focus on your breath. Notice. Notice a shift in your energy. We went from our effort now back to ease. And stay with your breath. Inhale, reach all the way up, grow nice and tall. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you wish. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Again, bringing a couple moments here to bring our awareness inside. Stay with your breath. And notice even in the stillness, our body sways, our heartbeat, and our breath, try to combine those words together, they keep moving our body. They sway us and calms us. Just a little bit more effort, a little more work to do. Pushing your weight back in to your right foot. Elongate your spine. Hands can stay at heart center. Inhale, lift up your left leg. We've been here before. Growing nice and tall. This time, let your left hip open up, knee pointing out. And then your left foot, your left ankle, is going to be somewhere above your right knee. Hands can stay at heart center, and they can also shift to your hips. Exhale, slowly lower down just a tad. You're shifting your weight back. Hips fall back a tad more. So finding more space to be able to lower down, you'll shift your body weight. Inhale is going to continue to elongate your spine, and if we fall out, that's okay, we come back in. Another exhale, you see if you can grab a little more space. An inhale, you notice the pauses. You stay with your breath, and exhale, see if you can drop a little bit more. Mind might start to tell some stories. It might start to fluctuate. So on your next exhale, instead of letting your mind stop, maybe your exhale will let you go a little bit lower. All you need to do now is breathe. Breathe as you hold the posture that you created. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Heat and energy is now pushing down to the ground on your right leg, but you are strong. Your inhale elongates your spine to help keep you up. You notice your toes as they root into the ground. In fact, your big toe might even be acting like a kickstand. Stay with your breath. Some postures are more about sometimes falling out and coming back in than necessarily holding. You begin again. Focus now on 5 more breaths. The air coming all the way in. Maybe see if it switches sides with your nostrils. Maybe it's a different way coming in. You got this. Your breath is there to guide you. You have 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Fill all the way up. Let the air out and exhale. Feet come together. Inhale, reach tall, grow, lift. Open and maybe a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. And then let your shoulders relax. Hands can touch the mat, bend in your knees. And just hang heavy. Notice the 2 different sides. Notice your energy. Notice what it's like looking upside down, past your knees. New perspective. Been here different times. Maybe we notice this time a little more detail. Inhale, reach all the way up. Arms come up, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Legs can come back together, maybe a little hip distance apart. Palms can touch for a moment to notice. The temperature of palm to palm may be compared to the room around you's temperature. Shift your weight into your left foot and let your left toes, your heel, your toes grab the ground. Maybe there's a little bend in your knee if you need to. Lift up on your kneecap if you can. Strong left leg, and when you're ready, your right ankle finds somewhere to go above your knee. For some, this might be just totally fine. Just opening up here is enough. Some might be here. On an exhale, you see if you can sink a little lower. Inhales are continue to keep long, to keep your heart up. Exhale, can you sink a little lower? Exhale, sink a little lower. Find the spot that your mind goes, uh-huh. And then find the spot that your breath goes, uh-huh. Stay focused on your breath. All you need to do is focus on your breath. Work is almost done. Keep the heat building. Your prana's there to help you. Stay with your breath. Fall out, come back in. Breaking down barriers. Come back. Break it down and come back. Break it down and come back. 5 more breaths. Stay with your breath. Two more. You got it. If you fall out, come back in. Grab the last 2 more. Work is almost done. 1 more. Fill all the way up. Let it out. Feet come together. Inhale, grow tall. Fill all the way up with air. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lower your gaze, close your eyes if you can. Bring your awareness inside. Start to soften your breath. Still breathing in and out of our nose, but we're going to start to slow down the practice. Continue to soften your breath. Heart rate might start to slow down, just starting to slow down with our breath. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes if you've closed them, or maybe keep them closed to take this journey. Just let yourself come all the way down to your mat. Once you get to the bottom, get to the ground, notice the ground. Notice your sit bones. Take the bottoms of your feet, let them come together. Everybody's bones, joints, and our hips and our legs are different. Our bone size. Some people rotate in and some rotate out. It's very few that can do both. So depending where you are in your body, maybe your feet are out a little farther. If they're out a little more, you might feel more stretch in your hamstrings. If they're a little closer, you might feel a little more openness in your inner thighs. Let your feet find where they need to go. And now, as we said, we've started to slow things down. So going from our effort to our ease, start to release muscles. The work is done. Still going to be connected to our breath, but a natural pace. Moving into a slowing down our practice into these postures, but still with a meditative effort of just staying with our breath and staying our thoughts, not engaging. For some, this is totally fine to be here and let gravity help open up. Or you might tuck your chin and notice your tall spine, your sit bones touch. Option 2, take your hands and slide them under your legs, letting your legs rest on your forearms with your palms down, giving a little compression. It might help if you've been typing a lot or on your phone, working a keyboard. And if you're here, then you'll just let your upper body fall where it goes. It wants to go, let it go. Let gravity help you and tuck your chin. Other option is to take your hands and let your palms come up. And then just let your arms reach out and let your upper body fall where it wants and tuck your chin. There's no need to hold on to anything. Just like life in yoga, there's a time to hold on to. We held on to postures. We held on to that figure four as we balanced, and it's time to let go. Let go and let gravity help you. Let it assist you. Taking some time here to stay with our breath and notice a shift and change in our bodies. Notice how gravity helps. Nothing you need to do except for stay with your breath and let go. See if another exhale will let you find a little more space to grab. And see on an inhale if there's anything that can elongate, maybe your spine a little bit more. Or maybe it's just noticing your inhale. If your mind has wandered, bring it back to your breath. Just a couple more breaths here. Wherever you are, bring your hands, walk them back towards your hips. And then slowly start to elongate your spine. No rush. Just lift up and notice a shift in your prana, your energy. Might even keep your eyes closed to notice it. Using your intuition, when you feel ready for some movement, you can bring your knees together. Bottoms of your feet will touch the mat. Knees pointing up. Fingertips can come towards your hips. And then just squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening up your chest. And then slowly just windshield wiper your legs, finding some movement. You can stay with this if you're looking for a little more stretch in your shoulders. Notice more sensation in your arms. Reverse tabletop. Fingers can point out. And then just lift up your hips. Push down into the palms of your hands, the bottoms of your feet. Won't be here long. Take a couple breaths. Then slowly start to lower all the way down. Arms can come all the way down and your back all the way down. And bring your arms out to a T. Palms can come up, shoulders come up. Knees can come together and come up. We've been here before. Notice a change now, how we feel compared to way back. Exhale and let your knees drop to one side. It's okay for your knees to point up with your shoulders down. That's what they do. And feel free to let your head turn to the other direction. And if you want, feel free to close your eyes, lower your gaze. If not, notice sensations. Totally bringing your awareness in. Staying present with that sensation and with your breath. On your exhales, continue to let go. We carry so much in our tissues and our muscles. Layer by layer, this twist, just wringing them out. Let go. A couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, bring your knees up. And take the journey to the other side. No expectations, just see what happens. Feel free to look the opposite direction. Close your eyes. Let gravity assist. If you need to shift around a little bit, you can. Maybe your hips come a little bit more aligned with your spine and your twist. Maybe a leg needs to straighten or move on this side. Keep your awareness with your breath. We have just a couple more breaths here. Slowly bring your knees back to center. If you have any finishing postures you'd like to end the practice with, feel free to. If you need a suggestion of one, maybe a happy baby, take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Your back will push into the mat, knees will fall open up your hips. Maybe your happy baby stays still, or maybe it sways side to side. You can always take your hands, put them on the outside or inside of your foot. And when you're ready, all we have left is our final posture, Shavasana. Let yourself melt into the ground. And let your legs come out long. Arms alongside you. Adjust any ponytails if you need to. We've had our effort. It's time for more ease. Take rest. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Start to deepen your breath, maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe deepen your breath a little more and roll out your ankles and your wrists. When you're ready, you'll take a big inhale and a long body stretch. Knees can come in. Give a little hug and then let your legs drop to one side. Shavasana represents the ending of our practice. It lets our body process everything we've just done. In our fetal posture here, it helps us realize how we begin again, over and over. We call it a yoga practice because we're beginning again, and always practicing. Slowly make your way up to a seat. Let your legs cross one way or the other. Hands can come to heart center. Can lower your head, looking towards your heart. If you can, close your eyes. Showing yourself love and gratitude. Thank yourself for taking time to come to your mat. Taking time to slow down, to balance out life with effort and ease. The law of the light, the teacher and I, honors the love and light and the teacher in all of you. Namaste. Beautiful practice, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you.